All right, everybody, welcome back to Bourbon Flights OKC Season 2, Episode number 5. Eric, as always, with my co-host Jason. Today is Widow Jane, Baby Jane, and the Cream of Kentucky from JW Rutledge. There's no real comparison between these two bottles. Yep. We've just wanted to try them for a while. We've already tried them a little bit off the camera. But obviously we thought they were good enough to put them on the show.
Yeah,
so.
And they've had a little time to breathe now too, because we tried these about, a week ago?
Yeah, I mean, we cracked that. I think we cracked the Baby Jane like right after the disappointing Whiskey Fest. So that was, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Whatever it was. And I know we didn't have an episode last week. That's my fault. I was out of town. How dare I?
Bad person.
I had to go to Connecticut and eat delicious Italian food and seafood.
And he brought none back for us.
None back. No, ate it all. So as we always do, we'll just kind of run through the first two. Which one are we doing first? Or we want to do the Cream of Kentucky first?
Yeah, let's start with Cream of Kentucky.
Okay, we're going to start with Cream of Kentucky first. So there's no reviews because this is a small batch. I've seen the regular Cream of Kentucky. I've even seen bottled in bond, but I have not found any reviews on the small batch straight bourbon. All I have here is from the barreltap.com where they sell this. They're selling this for $69.99 a bottle. How much did you pay for this?
Don't remember, to be honest with you.
It was a long time ago in a land far, far away.
I was talking too much with...
Here, I want this!
with Kicking Bird.
Yeah.
We were talking about their barrel pick, and I grabbed that Cream of Kentucky as well.
And so is this a barrel pick or no?
No, this is not. They do have a single barrel, but they didn't have it at the time. Okay. So this is the only one they have.
Fair enough. So all I have is the description from the store on the barreltap.com, and actually reading it is kind of interesting, so I'm just going to read this from what it says. Cream of Kentucky small batch Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey marks the continued revival of historic American bourbon brand first introduced in 1888. Reintroduced post-Prohibition under the guidance of the Schlaney Company with stunning artwork by Norman Rockwell. The brand has become synonymous with quality and tradition. This summer 2024 release, which this one is, meticulously crafted by the renowned master distiller Jim Rutledge, is a testament to the enduring legacy and exceptional craftsmanship associated with Cream of Kentucky. They go on to talk about historical legacy and craftsmanship some more. I'm not going to read that part, but there's no tasting notes.
Yeah, and this, from my understanding, this is just kind of a recreation of the original recipe. I don't know what the original was.
What's going on in the back of this bottle? Oh, there's a lot of
words.
It's basically all of the same stuff that was in what I just wrote.
Yeah.
Though it says, through the 1930s and 1940s, Cream of Kentucky grew to become one of the leading bourbon brands, with renowned artist Norman Rockwell providing the artwork for the brand.
Well, we all know marketing can be much better than the actual product.
I have a cool hang-on-the-wall idea, because we were just talking about how bare the wall is.
Yeah.
Why don't we try to find a print of one of those Norman Rockwell
Cream of Kentucky things?
Cream of Kentucky paintings.
That would be interesting.
Or artworks, I should say.
So, is there an age statement on this? Do we have a...
I don't see it on here.
Don't see one on here either. Because it smells awfully young to me.
I have better eyes than you do, so I'll take a once over.
Sure.
But I think you're right. You are right. I don't see an age statement on here. It's at least 2 years old.
At least.
We know that.
Yeah.
All right, let's give it a whirl.
I mean, you can smell... It smells a little young. Get that ethanol on there.
It's not overwhelming, though.
No, it's not. There's been much worse.
Light oak. Not a lot of caramel. It's just kind of... It's a young bourbon is what it smells like to me.
You can definitely taste the anise on the front end of that.
It's very watery.
It is.
And I think that's probably how young it is. It doesn't have a lot of depth to it.
Yeah.
It's almost like bourbon flavored water. I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just not like some of the bigger mouthfeels that we do. I don't know, looking back here, like an Elijah Craig or like the pepper that we're going to get into in the next episode. Those have bigger, deeper mouthfeels, I think.
Yeah, it almost tastes like somebody watered it down. Yeah. I mean, you still get some flavor in there, but it's watered down. I'm honestly, the second time drinking this is a little better, and I'm interested more now in the single barrel.
Yes, because they have a single barrel, and then they have the regular straight bourbon as well. It's easy to drink.
Yeah.
It's not like offensive. Like it's not for people that are just getting into bourbon. This might be a good place to start.
Yeah.
It's not super spicy. I agree with you. There's a little anise on the front. There is a little ethanol, but it's not hot. I mean, it's only 100 proof, right?
Yeah.
Is it? It's 50%, right?
I
it's
believe
100 proof.
Yep, 50%. Okay. Then the thing that alcohol flashes off fast. The anise fades off pretty quick because I'm not a big fan of anise, but it's actually not bad. This is better the second time around.
Yes, I would agree. When we opened it, I didn't like it as much. It was very ethanol-y. I remember that.
I would agree.
This is definitely better.
Much better. And I spilled just to point that out.
Well, we have to scrap the entire program. Yeah, it's okay for me.
Yeah,
it's okay. It's okay.
It's not bad.
I'm sure we'll try it on the ice, but I feel like
I think ice is going to make it worse.
I agree, but I still would like to try it.
Yeah,
we have to.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm not sure $69 though for that.
Yeah, I mean they're charging $70. I can think of at least a dozen bottles off the top of my head that's cheaper than that, and that's way better than
I did
bottles.
see a bottle of it today at North Oaks Liquor over off of what was that, Danforth, and they had it for $69, and then they had the single barrel for like 90 something.
That's not good for $69.
Yeah.
I don't think I would pay like this. To me, this bottle right here
It was worth more than that.
blows the Evan Williams vintage blows that out of the water, and this was $37.
I would agree with that.
You know,
Yeah.
so yeah, I would say probably a pass for me.
If it was like 45, I might.
Yeah,
do
40,
that.
45, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Shall we move on
Yeah.
to the next one? All right, so the next
Do you want to go to the ice or wait till the ice at the end with the other?
Let's ice it now. Ice it now. That's fine. It's been a while since we've done this, so we've got to...
We're out of practice.
We're out of practice for sure. But I'm going to pour myself a little more just so there's enough in there when you throw it in there. Now, here's a question. Is it skull bottle worthy?
No.
I don't think so?
I don't think it is.
For me, it's like on the cusp.
Is it really that?
No, I don't think it's bad.
You just think it could be a lot better.
So the bottle that we're talking about is we're gonna do, if you've seen on previous episodes, we're gonna do a bad infinity bottle of things that we hate.
Yeah, how many wrongs to make it right?
That's right. So, and we should probably talk about this. Like, what is the threshold here? Is it stuff that we are like, I'm never drinking this again?
I would think so.
Or is it stuff where it's like, yeah, I wouldn't buy it again, but if somebody gave me a drink, like, where is is it just?
I would say
objectively bad.
I would just say things.
So,
that
like
we
barrel
just don't-
rye.
Yeah. I knew you were going to say that. I'm going to say larceny A125 definitely belongs in there.
Yes.
That was awful for me. That is
The Koval.
The Koval, another one. That
Yes.
was yeah.
We'll have to have that on.
I would say something that we would both agree that I don't want another drink of that ever.
Yeah. I would drink this. I wouldn't buy this.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. So let's try Cream of Kentucky.
Small batch.
So I just noticed something on the bottom. Double Rich. Trademark.
Who's rich?
What the hell does that mean?
It's two riches. Two guys named
Double
Rich.
Rich. What does Double Rich mean? If you know what Double Rich means on the back of Cream of Kentucky, please let us know, because that makes sense.
That almost tastes like cheap wine with hand lotion in it. That's pretty bad.
That is awful.
That
is terrible.
It's funny how we're shifting more towards neat with a lot of things.
I sat up here last night watching the football game. I texted you. This is awesome. My wife, I was like, Aaron, it was our anniversary yesterday. 4 years.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. We're up here watching the Bills-Dolphins game. And I was like, Aaron, what should I drink? And it was our anniversary, so she was like, it's our anniversary, you should have Blanton's. And I was like, okay, fair enough. Started with Blanton's, and every time I would get up, I'd say, what am I drinking? But I did it neat the entire time.
Yeah.
And then, like, after 5 or 6 of them, I was feeling pretty good, and the Bills were destroying the Dolphins, and I was like, I don't care. So then I had the old trusty McKenna 10 on the rocks to finish the night off. But
yeah,
it's kind of fun doing that. Like, hey, and I was so, like, she was never like, I don't know what you have up there. Like, she
just grabbed and went.
Yep. She just started naming names. So
nice.
that's pretty awesome. So another fun thing you can do with your spouse, even if they're not a bourbon drinker. Like, I'm sure they kind of know what bottles you have in your collection. I mean, that I had a good time, seeing what she wanted to pick,
Right.
like the names that she remembered. That I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I know Lindsay seems to have gotten Tina and Aaron more interested in the bourbons when she's been talking about.
So Aaron is interested in like how it's made and the history of it, and like Lindsay had that whole flavor like box of all the different flavors
for all
that
the
they use
samples.
to make fragrances and all that stuff. She's into that. I still cannot get her to drink bourbon. The only one that she says is okay is that Caribou Crossing.
Tina really liked that Caribou Crossing.
Yeah, that Canadian, like it's Canadian Blanton's basically.
Yeah.
Baby Jane?
Baby Jane.
All right, so Baby Jane, if you want to pour that up, thank you. This is Widow Jane Distillery's Baby Jane. It's a blend of straight bourbons from the Widow Jane Distillery. And it's also sourced from an undisclosed Kentucky distillery. Very secretive. The release date is June 2024 for this particular one. It's ongoing, of course. The proof is 91. The age is NAS, aged 4 to 6 years, per the company's press release when they put this out, I guess. And MSRP was $50. I paid $55, I think. Maybe 60? 55 or 60. It wasn't... I felt like it was a good price when I bought it. What do you got?
The first smell, I had my hand too close to the end of the glass.
Why do I smell?
I smelled
dirty fingers.
I smelled Karina, the dog.
The dog.
The dog.
You need to put her up here on the.
I know.
Her lay down.
Smells good.
A lot of corn, which makes sense because it's an heirloom corn, right? But
I mean,
the smell. This, what's interesting? There's really not a lot of not a lot on the nose for me.
No,
and I wonder if it's because the corn is there's so much corn in here.
Yeah.
Because obviously we don't have the mash bill, but it says heirloom corn right on the front of it.
Yeah, I mean, you get almost no rye spice whatsoever.
None.
None.
A lot of corn. Really not like on the nose, man. It's tough.
It's just, yeah, it's not dry. It's not oily. It's kind of right in the middle. The flavors are okay. I mean,
leather maybe, like old leather. Maybe a little tobacco as well. For me, like on the very end. I'm also not a huge fan of the finish on this. Like it sits too long, like on the very back of my tongue.
Very backsides, yeah. And it's kind of a bitter hang.
Yeah. And it almost feels like there's like that cinnamon thing that I always talk about on the front of my...
On the very tip?
On the very tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
So let's see what our friends breakingbourbon.com they have to say. The nose, summer fruits and honey greet you with a gentle intensity. I agree with the gentle. Do I get honey? I definitely don't get summer fruits.
I think that leather overpowers the honey.
Yeah, I don't get honey either. Hints of green grape and caramel are present. I get the caramel.
I get the caramel.
It's fine. Overall, the whiskey is light and airy on the nose, absolutely 100%, but lacks the intensity needed to elevate it to a more memorable start. 100% agree.
I would agree with that 100%.
Palate, airing on the sweeter side, honey, caramel, dried apricot, and peach. Allspice emerges on the back end, kind of.
Yeah, not much.
Not much.
It's more of anise on the back end than the allspice. But I guess, allspice does have some anise in it. It just, I think the finish.
Call it power suggestion.
It
maybe apricots. Maybe. Not grape. Definitely not grape for me.
I don't get grape.
Do you get apricots at all?
Maybe.
Maybe. Power suggestion, perhaps?
A little bit.
The finish, allspice spills over to the finish, which is enjoyed by apricot and a splash of seasoned oak. Enjoyable fresh pastry notes. Weaves its way down. Combination of flavors leaves a nice aftertaste. I don't know about
kind of that musty basement aftertaste.
That's what I'm saying, like old leather, like tobacco.
Like musty.
Yeah, I'm not getting like this review almost says like it's light, it's airy. I'm not really getting that. I mean, I don't think it's not like super dark like Lucky 7 is, or like a Dark Arts, Four Roses. Yeah. but it's not like this light, airy, fruity drink.
Yeah,
that they're claiming.
It's definitely light in flavor.
Yes, heavily corned.
Yeah,
for sure. But it's not bad.
It's not bad. It's different. It's definitely different.
Yes, and I would say this is a pretty unique bottle.
Yeah.
This is batch 30 of 2024, just so you know.
I'm sure there's people that will love that.
In pursuit of perfection, we at Widow Jane grow our own unique corn varietal. Baptized Baby Jane, this special grain delivers a depth and creamy spiced finish that is a rare treat for the most discerning bourbon lover's palate. We start with the finest ingredients and distill them with care in New York and in Kentucky into an extraordinary bourbon.
I don't know if I get any creamy.
Yeah, extraordinary also. Like, all right, get off your high horse, Richie. Like, it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
It's nice. It'd be nice to have around, but it's not something I'm going to be...
No, I mean, I would like to... I'd like to get a bottle of the regular Widow Jane and try them, because I'm sure that regular Widow Jane, knowing nothing about it, but I'm sure it has that same, like,
profile
corn varietal in it.
Right.
And I think, like, just having seen the bottle, Widow Jane, like, looks darker. So hopefully it's more, like, robust. It's deeper. Yeah. It's hopefully a better drink. So we'll have to try to do that, try to find ourselves a bottle of Widow Jane, and then we can do a Widow Jane, Baby Jane comparison.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shall we ice?
That's nice.
Give the old heirloom corn a cooling down.
Now, I did see that there is a distillery in Missouri that is doing a 3-color corn, heirloom corn whiskey.
Oh, interesting.
And they had a blue corn, a red corn, and a white corn. And that barrel shop in St. Louis has it. And Bruzel did a review. He went to their distillery, I believe. Yeah. But I want to find it. It's like red, white, and blue something. And
did you see Bruzel's doing a big whiskey fest in Alabama?
I did.
If only it weren't so far away.
I know.
Yeah.
I hear Whiskey Fest now, and it just makes me very...
Yeah, the Oklahoma City one left a bad taste in our mouth. It really did. I mean, like... I'm like, should we go check out Whiskey Riot? But the problem is, if we go and it sucks, then we're going to be like, all right, we're never going to another Whiskey Fest again, right? Unless it's in Louisville or something like that, you know? But, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, I'm sure that...
if you guys have been to Whiskey Riot before, let us know if it was worth going.
Please, because if anyone out there from the Oklahoma City area went to the Oklahoma City Whiskey Festival, it was terrible. There's a guy that I work with who was like, yeah, my friends went and had a good time. And I was like, how? How did we do that?
I'm going to assume they were doing the Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah, I mean, or they were just got so shit-faced where it didn't matter. Like, I mean, you know, we were trying to go to make content and learn.
Yeah, talk to some...
There was no learning. There was no... The only informative piece was learning about the 2XO. Yeah. Because it was the guy from 2XO. All the other people were just bartenders. Yeah. Right?
Well, and some of them, then it was like they went to Byron's, bought a bunch of liquor, and then brought it out underneath the tent. And then people just camped out. Like, instead of getting a drink and moving on, it was like, oh, no, I'm going to sit here until I try everything on the table before I move out of the line.
It was awful. Yeah. It was a big bummer.
So.
All right. Baby Jane Ice.
No bueno.
Nope. Not for me.
Yeah, I've come to the conclusion if it's okay, neat, it is not. Oh God, that is not.
But good. No though, because like McKenna 10 is just okay.
Yeah.
But on ice, it's good. Evan Williams 1783, I think is on the better side of okay for me. Mm-hmm. Great on ice, right? It seems like the people that are trying to make a $70 bourbon that kind of failed at it. That's the stuff that's not good on ice.
Yeah. I don't know if I would call this a fail, but I mean, it definitely needs to sit a little longer.
For $70, I would consider it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for $70, I think you could hold it for a couple, to at least 2 more years.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I just don't. All right. So Cream of Kentucky, neat scores, of course, out of 10.
I'm going to go with a 5.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Yeah, right at 5 is what I was going to say. The Baby Jane?
Probably like 5.8.
Yeah, I was going to say 5.9 or 6. Yeah.
I mean, it's not, neither one is bad.
No, they're not bad.
But
I would never spend $70 on this. I might buy this. I don't know. I might buy it again. I'm not sure.
For $50, it's not bad to have in your collection because
Correct.
somebody's got.
And people always like, oh, have you had like our buddy Mike?
Yeah.
Producer Mike, if you remember producer Mike from the first like 2 episodes, he got a bottle. He loves it.
Yeah, but
loves it. He's like, dude, you got to get this. You got to get this. Tried it. It's good. Mm-hmm. It's fine. But again, everybody's different. Everybody has different palates, different opinions.
Right.
There's Karina.
There she is.
The studio dog has returned. Baby Jane. Oh, we already did the scores.
So I mean,
sorry. What I was going to ask is, what would you pay for this? Like now that you know, like what price would that have to be for you to buy it again?
Probably like $40-$45.
I was going to say like $35-$40. Yeah. And even then, there's going to be other stuff on the shelf that I'd pick first. Yeah.
I agree.
Like this is like you go into a liquor store and it's like all plastic bottles, like ancient age preferred, and they have that, and it's like, well, I guess I'm going to buy this. You know, like that's how I feel about this bottle. It's like, well, I mean, I want bourbon, so Baby Jane.
You know, I think for $50, it's worth having around. It's a different taste. It's not my favorite, but I think any of your guests, you're going to have guests that would enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Yeah, $50 all day long, I'd pay for that. A good bottle to have around, not for me,
right?
but for other people. I mean, like honestly, that bottle will probably go up there and sit for a while until somebody's like, "Oh, I haven't had Baby Jane. Let me try it." I was like, "Okay, yeah absolutely, break it out." And that, honestly, that's how a lot of these bottles. You know, that's what happens to a lot of them is they sit up there and then somebody's like, "Oh, I want this or I want that," and let people try it. Right? That's the fun of having a. It's not a collection; it's a selection, right?
Yes, exactly.
Awesome. I know you wanted to talk about some potential guests and some potential goings-ons.
Well,
you also have a new project at your house.
Yeah. Well, the wife gave permission to eliminate the formal dining room since it doesn't get used. And it's actually the kids' crafts room right now. We had some.
It's your crafts room. Don't lie.
So
and they're making noodle wreaths.
So we had some storm damage from that June storm with hurricane winds. So as I tear out the walls and refix that stuff, we're going to be changing that into a bourbon bar.
Nice.
So that'll be fun.
Nice.
Probably won't be documenting it or anything, but we'll show it when it's done.
We should document a little bit. No, I'm not saying we have to document every step of the way. At least a before and after.
Yeah. Okay. We can do that.
Like we should clear out all the stuff in there and just like drink bourbon in there and then like have it snap to
the new bar.
Okay. Would be a cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Video.
We can do that.
Yeah.
We've also got some. I ordered some whiskey barrels, and we are going to be trying some experiments.
Yes, we're going to put our lab coats on.
Right.
Yeah. Have we decided? Because I know we're going to do the McKenna.
Yep, for sure. Probably the Benchmark.
And the Benchmark.
We're going to try Benchmark, and because since it's a Buffalo Trace product, putting it in a small 2-liter barrel and aging that and testing it as it goes.
Yep.
And then with the Henry McKenna, we both like McKenna. It's smooth, but it's just a little lacking in flavor. So we want to see if we can
like deepen it up.
Yeah, add some more depth to that flavor.
Absolutely. And then I want to get the bourbon. Is it Bourbon Baggers? Is that what it's called? Bourbon Baggers. So I found this thing. I was scrolling on TikTok today. They actually followed our TikTok page. If you don't follow our TikTok page, it's Bourbon Flights OKC on TikTok. Please give us a follow. We post little snippets of all of our episodes there, some other fun content. The Bourbon Baggers followed our TikTok. And like normally I'm like, okay, great, follower. Like sometimes I'll check out their page, but I was like, wow, what is a Bourbon Bagger? So clicked on there. And it's basically, it looks like a big tea bag. And inside of this tea bag, it has very fine wood chips, wood shavings, I don't know what he calls them, but like to me they look like wood chips. And basically, you take your bourbon and you put the bag in there and you let it sit. I think it like 5 to 10 minutes maybe, and it like basically double oaks or toasts. And he's got a bunch. He's got like a cherry one. He's got like a normal one. I think there's a couple other flavors on there, but it basically like toasts or double oaks your bourbon for you without having to get a barrel and do it yourself. Right. So I think that would be cool to have on here. Yeah. Like start an episode, put them in there, like take a drink after 5 minutes, take a drink after 10 minutes, you know what I mean? Like to try them out. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what you can do because I know we've been liking that Amberana rye lately. So if I wonder, an Amberana, that would be good.
There's a suggestion for the man.
Yeah.
Amberana. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That is a good idea.
If not, I've got staves, and we can get staves, and we'll just run it through my woodworking equipment and chip it up.
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we could also do like the little, like 2XO does with the little tiny, we could make little tiny squares and put them on like a little necklace or something.
Well, and they have like wood spirals too of the amber on it. I saw.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah,
You can just
you
put
can
them in
put
there.
them in the bottle.
Yeah, because like, have you heard of Oak and Eden?
Yeah.
Where that you can like do a custom bourbon, like they have different staves and stuff that you can put.
I
in
was
there.
actually talking to Jance Miller out there from the Wine Barrel.
Mm-hmm.
They actually have one that they did a barrel pick, and it's got a stave.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we were talking. I spent a lot of time talking to him. That's another person we're going to have on the show
Yes,
hopefully soon.
Definitely,
Jance
soon.
Miller out
We need
there.
to get Jance on.
He is one of the architects of this wonderful
God.
1792 bottled in bond barrel pick.
Such
I
a
mean,
good that's such a good bottle.
He's
That's
done
like-
it twice in a row. Both times his bottled in bond pick.
The first one was better. That one was better than
They're amazing.
the most recent one.
Yeah,
to me.
so we're excited to have him on the show.
Yeah, very
coming
excited.
up.
Lots
So-
of happenings. It's a
Yeah.
new season.
A lot of things going on in the background that we're just too early to talk about yet, but
Yeah.
maybe some good positive things for the show.
Yes. Absolutely. What do you say, Jason? Any final thoughts, comments, concerns, accolades, questions?
No, I think I'll save it for the next episode.
All right.
I would like to go off a little bit on some bourbon hunting I did in another city, and I would just like to
Tune in for episode 6, where
Right.
Jason tells of his
and
adventures.
complains.
Oh, bitches! I was gonna say talks of his adventures and his tales, and instead bitches and moans.
You know, it really burns my barrel.
You know what really grinds my gears? All good, man.
I'm good.
All right. This was interesting.
It was. I've been wanting to try Cream of Kentucky. I'd heard about it.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
okay.
I'm not $96 curious about the single barrel, but I am curious about the single barrel.
I bet I know someone that has a bottle that we could
Let's-
probably go over there and
yeah.
try.
That would be the way to do it.
All right, everybody.
right.
Thank you for joining us on this bourbon journey through OKC. Remember, there is a world of bourbon out there waiting to be explored one sip at a time. Until next time, keep your glasses full and your spirits high. Cheers.
Cheers.